Hello, everyone. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda. I like to say G.I. Joe Skoda or Dr. Skoda or Mr. Skoda. It really matters. But have you ever thought about customer service? I talk about on the subject occasionally, and of course, we all want good customer service. But what is that? And why is it sometimes we get great service and other times some great service? Is it due to proper training or the way we're brought up? You see, I kind of believe the way we're brought up is a good part of it. Because, for instance, a lot of us are overprotective as parents of our children. And that's okay. You should be a little overprotective when they're one, two, three, four, five. But when you start going to school and mingling with other kids, sometimes we have to let them fall on their face themselves and not necessarily be there to pick them up. Be nearby. We want to be nearby. We don't want anyone to bully our children. Of course not. We don't want anyone to abuse or, like I said, bully or take advantage of our kids. Of course not. But we have to know at a young age how to communicate, how to socialize, how to deal with issues that may come up or challenges that we're not used to. For instance, you go to school, maybe someone knocks your books out of your hands and you drop them on the floor and maybe in front of other people and you become a little embarrassed. How do you deal with that? What do you do? Do you cry? Do you scream? Do you cold cock them? Or you just pick up your books and walk on? Well, makes sense to think about. It depends on the situation, of course. And we've all cried, we've all pouted, we've all ran from our problems. We all have, especially at a younger age. But there has to come a time when you develop a tougher skin. You sit there and listen like, stupid, why'd you push my books over? But somebody else to pick on. You have something better to do. And then it could get worse, it could get better. Sometimes it's better just to zip it. Now, take that into customer service. When someone's yelling and berating you, you just happen to be the face of a company, a product or service, whatever it may be. It could be HR department. That can be a really tough place to work. And someone's coming at you with some problems, some challenges, and they're looking at you like it's your fault. Now, going back to the childhood days, when hopefully you learn to listen, to deal with the problem, to say, how can I help you? How can you just leave me alone? What do you need from me? Can go a long way in a customer service realm. And every one of us is in a customer service role. Just like every one of us is a salesperson. We are always selling our best work or our worst work to others. Sometimes we're selling to our teacher that we know what we're talking about, selling to our boss that we know about the job and we deserve a promotion, telling ourselves to the opposite sex. Hopefully that we get that second date or quite frankly, that first date. We're always selling something. And the same with good rapport in customer service. It's developing that rapport. It's developing that relationship. Someone coming in, you can imagine Walmart or even McDonald's. Everybody's always sad in the front. The clerks are sad. Sometimes they go to work without a smile on their face because they get beat up quite often at their jobs. And you and I are guilty of beating them up. Not realizing that we all have a tough road ahead of us and a little kindness can go a long way. Now, some people just strive and thrive on belittling others, tell them they're no good, you don't know what you're doing here, who hired you. Some people get a high off of putting other people down. Okay, I get a high of looking at them and try not to deter so much sway just because of the way they're acting towards me or what they're trying to say. Not easy because people challenge themselves by swaying others. It's called influence, right? And when you know how to influence people, you have the power. Just Dale Carnegie wrote that book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Influence Others. And that's a huge important book because as we're creating or developing relationships, and quite frankly, it's just as easy as listening. Someone said they like golf. Well, okay, where do you like to golf at? What kind of club do you use? How long have you been golfing? Or someone's in the, maybe finance or investing, like, wow, what are you investing? I haven't had any luck. What are your suggestions? And when you're asking people questions in a non-threatening way, you're developing a relationship. And hopefully somewhere along the line they ask you questions about what you're doing, what your interests are, some of your hobbies and families. We hear about that form, family, occupation, recreation, and money. That's a powerful acronym for getting ahead in the game. That's a powerful acronym for getting into business, for being an entrepreneur, for being a salesperson. But not just that, it doesn't always have to do with money and business. Those simple subjects can help you win friends and influence people. But it all starts back with our emotional intelligence of what happened to us growing up. Where do we get the anger from? A lot of us just wake up angry. We don't even know why. We may have had a childhood where our parents were always fighting or arguing or some abuse coming on or maybe neglect. And we can get angry, but we often carry that into our adulthood. So a lot of people tell me like, how come you're not looking after your kids so well or so strong? And that's wrong. I do look after my kids. I love my kids and my grandkids very much, but I won't coddle them. I'll cuddle them when they're young and babies, but I won't coddle them. I'm going to allow them to make their own mistakes. I'm going to allow them to fail within reason. I'm going to allow them to get beat up just a little bit, not physically, hopefully, but just a little bit so they can grow their own thick skin. So they can put in their own mind, what do I need to do to get out of this situation? So they can ask me for help if needed or necessary. But if I'm not around, where else can they go to get the help, the advice, the guidance that they need to persevere in this world? Now, I don't have to tell you that. It's a tough world we live in. And like I said, it can be just going to McDonald's and getting the golden French fries. We all love the golden French fries because they're coated with sugar. Who doesn't like sugar? And which is very interesting because I just had a tooth filled. I had a cavity. First time in like 20, 25 years, I had a cavity. Caught me by surprise. I don't even go to McDonald's but a couple times a year. That was my go-to food, the French fries. When I'm traveling on the road, I had to get those. I started off with combos. I love licorice and Twizzlers. Then I went to the French fries. So we got my own little sweet tooth. Candy not so much, but I do like the Reese's cups. And when someone finds out that you like Reese's cups or combos or McDonald's French fries, and they're trying to build a relationship with you, they're going to find a way to sway you and take you to those places, or quite frankly, just bring you right back. Well, here's something from the Golden Arches. Hope you're having a great day. Well, I'll enjoy it, even though I'm trying to stay away from it because there's a lot of calories there. It does cause a little fat and all those other things, that health issues that can come with it. But when someone cares, they're listening to what your interests are and what your hobbies are, and what do you like to do, and where you like to go out to eat. I love ice cream also. I rarely buy it because I can eat a whole gallon of ice cream in a day. In fact, I think I won an ice cream eating contest in the Philippines one time. I don't know. I ate a gallon in 5 minutes or 10. I don't even know how long it was or what the details were. But my body and my metabolism cannot do that anymore. So if I'm saying I love ice cream, for instance, and you enter me into an ice cream eating contest, like I don't do that anymore. I'll have a couple scoops, but I'm not competing against anyone that's going to eventually hurt my health even worse. I might get another cavity. You watch those people in the hot dog eating contest, and they'll dip the hot dog or the bun in water and eat it because it's easier. This thing. We have a few good hot dogs too, but we're discussing, like, getting back to customer service is sometimes when we're younger and think we have to do disgusting things. Like I used to eat bugs for $1.50, earn a couple bucks here and there. Maybe a little strong, but over time, they kind of they look at you. Oh, Joe, he'll eat anything, and I practically did. If I made a sandwich, it could be ham, cheese, bologna, peanut butter, jelly, honey, pickles, relish, whatever it was. I would throw it all on the sandwich. Now I like, of course I do. I mean, living in California now, you know what the number one thing on salads and sandwiches are? Avocados. They're squishy and mushy and green and smell funny. But over time, you become accustomed to it. And we do have avocado sandwiches, and obviously that's how they make guacamole out of avocados. It's all good. It grows with you. Ever been to Australia and have a Vegemite sandwich? That's a whole acquired taste also. So why do we have bad customer service? Because more often than not, the person in front of us has had a bad day, a bad week, a bad month, bad upbringing. And sometimes they don't even know that they're coming across rude or curt or unfriendly. And sometimes we need to say, wake up, shake up. What's wrong with you? Why are you being a knucklehead? And we need to do that in a kind manner, though. Say, and sometimes don't look at me that way. I have a problem. You need to listen. And unfortunately, the generation today, the younger kids, the 20-something-year-olds, even the young 30-something-year-olds, are not really friendly. They don't seem to care about good customer service. They don't seem to care about ensuring that whatever your problem is going to be resolved. Which brings up a good point. Is the customer always right? I think we've heard this through time. If you agree that the customer is always right and make concessions and maybe refund them some money or give them an extra burger or put them in the VIP section of whatever, you're making a friend. Don't get me wrong. Hopefully you're making a friend. But sometimes we have people out there that will constantly badger you to say, hold it, customer's always right. So where's my free burger? Where's my refund? Where's my VIP tickets? And if they did deserve it, they did earn it, we need to do our best to give it to them. While they keep coming back over and over, going, hey, little bird was overcooked again. We might have to show them the door. We might have to say, I appreciate you coming by, but this relationship just isn't working, and I appreciate you not coming back. We can't be rude about it, but we could be stern and say, this isn't going to work, and I'm not going to allow you to continuously badger me and business and my company and belittle my employees. Not going to happen anymore. There's the door. And that has a little bit about coddling kids when they're too young. When you coddle, oh, it's going to be all right, Johnny. I'll take care of you. You're going to be just fine. And we keep doing that. That kind of tense, like a kid say, well, I need an Apple iPhone, or I need a big screen TV, or a laptop, or an Xbox, or whatever it may be. And we give into that. As parents or grandparents, we give into that. We're allowing our children to get into that entitlement. Oh, I'm entitled to this because my dad says I'm the best ever, or Grammy loves me and she'll buy me whatever I want. You and I need to stop feeding that entitlement mentality. Now, sure, it's good to reward your kids from time to time, but they need an iPhone. They don't need the most expensive hat or shirts or anything else. It may be okay. You want the phone? All right, son. You pay half. I'll pay the other. Make it work for it. Don't just give it. All of us in life have to work for where we are. We hear a lot of people complain. I wish I had a better car. I wish I lived somewhere else. How come you get the vacation and I don't? And understand in some circumstances, growing up in certain neighborhoods or communities, kind of moving on up, like George Jefferson used to say, moving on up. It wasn't always an easy reality for most people. Now there are education, and we know there's drugs in some neighborhoods, a lot of crime, and a lot of those kids or even adults are afraid to go out of the house, let alone try to go to school and better themselves. And I understand that could be a huge challenge. I was fortunate enough to get a good education and in a lot of different areas. So I'm well rounded. The whole idea is you don't like where you are, you don't like campification, you don't have a good car to drive. You and I could learn a different skill. Today we can learn a lot of those skills even on the computer home, as you know. And listening to a podcast or a YouTube video like this one or social media, that's not a bunch of BS and gossip. We can actually learn certain skill sets that can help us propel ourselves in real life, can help propel our careers, can help us develop those strong relationships. How to win friends and influence people? We have to listen and we have to surround ourselves with people we want to be like. Sometimes we're hanging around with our cronies from school that have never left the neighborhood also, who might get into some bad habits, and we're wondering why we can't move ahead. You have to cut those strings loose. You have to let them go. You have to stop coddling your friends and tell them it's all right. You say, hey, Junior, I love you, man. You're a brother to me, but I got to move on. I don't want to be like this my whole life. And if Junior's a good friend, he's going to support you. Say, yeah, Joe, I agree. Just remember me one day and when you make it big, and that'd be great. But they try to hold you back and say, you can't do that. That's only for this kind of person. Only for people from this neighborhood. Only this culture can get ahead. That's a bunch of BS. And don't fall into that trap where you woulda, coulda, shoulda, or you're not good enough. That's even worse. So this whole topic was about customer service, why it's bad and good. And often when we have a good customer service, because we grew up in a happy childhood. Or better yet, we just decided to listen, to be agreeable, easy to get along with. And even if we don't agree, we can still get along. I don't know why in this country, if you're a Democrat or Republican, you have to fight. You don't have to. Only time you have to fight is, well, I'm Air Force, I'm your Army, you have to fight. or Michigan, Ohio State football teams that you got to fight, but they're friendly competitions and friendly fun. We don't have to fight. We really don't have to argue. But we have to take time. Okay, you give me 5 minutes to give me what you're complaining about. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes of what I'm gonna complain about, and then we can agree to disagree. If nothing else. Yeah, I get your point, but I don't agree with you. And that should be okay. We don't have to agree with everyone, but when we learn to take that time to really listen, when we learn to sit back and observe, when we learn to fail, fall down, and get back up and grow a thicker skin and not let people push us around so much, we are better servants. We can give a better customer service, and we can just be better people in this world. Now, understand leaders like presidents or mayors or senators, all that stuff, they have to have a thick skin and they're supposed to do what, well, us voters want them to do. That's tough because we got people, you got to do this or you got to do that or I'm voting for you because you promised me. Have you ever been in a position of leadership where you wanted to make certain things happen and you couldn't? I've noticed that, like being part of the American Legion or Disabled American Veterans or other organizations I'm a part of, though I'm the commander, I don't really make the decisions. It's the board, it's the executive board members, or even the members in some cases that steer where that organization is going to go. Sometimes, even at the top of being a commander, it's not quite going where I want to go. It can frustrate me. It can piss me off. It can anger me in a way. And I have to sit back and say, well, and sometimes you have to make the hard decision and say, sorry, we're not going that way. And here's why. But we don't always have to say, here's why at the moment. It's hard in a volunteer nonprofit organization just to do something and you get fired real quickly. And it's okay to get fired, but always do what's right. And that's really hard because, like I said, people steer you here. We want to go here. We want to be seen over this way. And sometimes we're doing the wrong thing for the right reasons. We think we're doing it for the right reasons, but we're doing it the wrong way. If we get out of that wrong way and always do what's right, always keep the integrity of the position and ourselves, eventually we will overcome any of those challenges and be able to show people that we're fair, that we listen, and that we're going to do our best to get ahead. Because every year, every few years, it's a new election, and provided there's no fraud, like our current administration, we can go out there and let somebody else in and give them a shot. But not everyone's qualified at different levels. We all have to work a little hard and prove ourselves. So you want to be good in customer service, read, study, observe other people, wake up with a smile, do your best to go to bed with a smile. And the customer doesn't have to be right, but you can still be agreeable with them. You want to be that knucklehead, bad customer service person. Eventually, your days are going to be numbered at that job. If not, they should be, and you shouldn't complain. Well, anyways, those are my thoughts about customer service, doing what's right, wrong, golden arches, French fries, win friends and influence people, all in the synopsis nutshell. But you've been in the office with Joseph Skoda. Let me know some of your comments. Subscribe to our channel. Look up Joseph Skoda and find out a little bit what I'm about. Feel free. We can have a decent dialogue, but I won't let you get into my face and put me down because, quite frankly, I'm over it. But with that being said, we can have a dialogue each and every day. Have yourself a great day, everyone. Bye. Thank you for listening. If you liked our show, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or find us on any social media platform, Instagram, of course, Facebook. Like, subscribe, share. We appreciate it. Let us know your thoughts and join our team. Anyways, we appreciate you staying tuned week after week, day after day, because we continuously build up our network to bring to you what you're asking for. Have a great day.
This show is brought to you by Michelle Kubiak. If you want to buy or sell a home, call Michelle, 702-683-6576.
Shopping for a new home is an exciting time, and the mortgage process just got easier. New American Funding's all-digital mortgage application takes all the hassle out of applying for a mortgage. Simply put in your information and we do the rest. Safely and securely verify your income, assets, and tax information electronically. Plus, you get access to track the progress of your application anytime, anywhere. Less questions, less paperwork, less hassle, and instant access. Ready to start shopping for your new home? Let's get started.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Hi, I'm Deacon T with Modern Word Ministries. It's great to be with you today. Just a short little promo for our show. Every Sunday morning we have service, and you can follow us at 10 a.m. Pacific Time on modernwordministries.org. And if you missed us or you want to see some of our older messages, go ahead and check us out on socialmediashows.com every single morning at 9 a.m. It's a great way to kick off your day, get a little bit of the word in you, get something uplifting, get you started off on your way. You know, if you're looking for prayer or you need some help, reach out to us. If you go to our website, again, that's modernwordministries.org, you can interact with me via telephone, via DM, text message, whatever you want. I'll get right back to you. So if you need prayer, you need help, you just need somebody to talk to, Modern Word Ministries is here for you. We are your church in the community. So until you see you next time, be blessed, everybody. Bye-bye.